Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more than the meta, guys. I wanted to show you some online ranked gameplay with my Miami offense, and then I'm using the Los Angeles Raiders as my defense. Going to be using two different schemes, offensively and defensively, so I wanted to show this to you. Guys, I don't show this to you I don't show you this gameplay primarily because I'm showing off that I can win games. I'm just showing you that the schemes that I put together for my patrons and for the community do work, so I just want to kind of give you that, guys, a heads up. So basically, I'm running against the Jets with my Miami offense. I actually made bad read right there, so the defender was in the flap and he got out there. Hit him with a whip on the backside. I had a nice little animation. He misdove, got the ball down here to the 10-yard line, and then hit him with a stretch play. He got caught up in the blocking, and because I've got the speed of that running back, I'm able to go ahead and get into the end zone. And just like that, my opponent quit out. He quit out just with one turnover and a quick score. So you guys need to want to play against me. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up another game. This is going to be a much better game. This guy's a better player, intelligent player. So he made some pretty good decisions, but he also had a lot of big splash plays too. So basically, he's running. This guy's running a lot of run. He gets some really good animation. Aaron Jones is a really good running back. He breaks a lot of tackles in this gameplay. He catch me off guard in this type of situation. I actually jumped into cover 3 and he found the seam, threw right over it, no huddled. So right here I'm still trying to set up my defense. I'm using a double A gap defense and also the 2-4. Runs into man coverage right there. Now he's got trip set. I think I set up, I've got a bunch of deep blues out there. So my linebacker's not able to make a play in the ball. Now I go ahead and hit him with some pressure and basically pressure right down in the middle. That's why I actually have this play in my catalog, is that I can do an A-gap pressure, which catches a lot of people off guard. Most people are prepared for outside pressure, but not up the A-gap. So right there, I actually get a nice little SWAT animation and get the ball back. So I've got my first turnover on downs, and if I'm ice cold on offense, I should be able to be pretty successful. So right here, this guy's running a bare front on defense. He's running a lot of cover 3. And as a result, he ran against the play that really destroys cover 3, and that's the play that I have is out of that single back close formation, which is a switch play. This is a play that I've been using a lot this year. It is my money play, and I have this. You're really tying this down to a pretty good scheme. I had some kind of a man matching principle over here with that deep blue, and as a result, I get the ball down to the 1, and then do a nice little inside zone. I'm trying to work on the clock a little bit. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and stretch this guy out to the backside and hit the whip route. So I was anticipating some type of man coverage, so I do a whip route with that defender and with that wide receiver, and as a result, I'm able to find the gap in the coverages. So here, I jump in the coverage out of a cover 4, and he quickly just recognizes the gap and just throws it right up the middle of the gap. He would not give up on the run, and basically if you're getting tackled at the line of scrimmage and you fall forward for 7 yards, I can see why he wouldn't want to give it up. And this play's pretty much locked up. He didn't do any check downs right there, and as a result I'm able to go ahead and get him. And right here, you see how my guy stumbled a little bit? I was trying to get over to go and protect against that seam, and because my guy stumbled, I was using some heavy pressure against him. He's able to pick up a touchdown. So smart read by him, good decision. You're going to see him make an even smarter read against that coverage. Right here, I hit him with a cover 3 beater. He's seen me hit the seam, and with Hill, I'm able to come back and hit a big play against him too. So right now we're just trading fast scores. It is 4 minutes and 13 seconds left. He's still committed to the run. And I've got to commend any kind of opponents out there that stay with the run. There's so many people that are like obsessed with passing the ball, but people that run are very difficult to stop because you have to be concerned about run fits. You got to be concerned about what they can do with the run. They can blend in play action like this because he's doing the run, and as a result it's very difficult to stop an offense like that. So he actually comes out to the run. I get a nice little block shed with my defense and get him in a 2nd and 9 situation. He goes to a full spread, quick read, finds the seam and actually hits it. Really good decision by him. Then spreads it out right here. I actually have to carry over the top. That post was open, even had double coverage. So he had a step above it, and he quickly finds the underneath route. So this guy's making a lot of good decisions. He's got trips off the left, goes with an inside run. I'm able to go and bottle that up for a no gainer. No huddles again in this type of situation, so I actually go ahead and try to set up just some coverages. Hits a flat route right there, and he's able to go ahead and get it to a 3rd and 6. And then we got I'm basically outside. I had his trip set flipped off to the right. I wasn't prepared for that, so I'm just kind of just throwing up a defense right there, and as a result, I get a 4th and 6 situation. Now I go with a really aggressive man blitz. I know I've got the guy in the seam. He's my responsibility. I bite down to try to cut off any kind of an in route. He actually throws over the top and smartly lobs the ball so I can't get underneath it. Really, really smart play by him to actually lob the ball when I got myself out of position. So that's high-level Madden by this opponent. He's making some pretty good decisions. So my goal right now is just to get down, get into scoring position, take my 3 points, or try to get a touchdown, and I'm just kind of working the clock as much as possible. I'm jumping into a different formation just to catch him off guard. A little whip route off the backside, miss that. That could have been a nice little completion. Now I come back to the one route, and I've got a whip underneath. His user's there to go and shut that down. So 3rd and 5 situation. I'm going to no huddle. This is a bad decision by me. I made a very bad decision with clock management. I should have called a timeout, but I tried to work some clock off because I didn't want to give the ball back to him and give him any kind of a shot to do that. So I motion this guy out. Just too much time. I'm taking off too much time. Hit the post route. He's got a guy out there, and I go ahead and take a timeout. I thought about going for another play, but I figured just take 3 points. There's no reason to risk it. I'm too far out with 14 yards. Just take 3 points because I'm getting the ball in the second half. And if I go up by 2 possessions because this guy's struggled to stop my offense, I'll be able to go ahead and be in a position where I can win this game. So halftime right now, my goal is to go ahead and get a score. He does an onside kick, which is really not a bad idea. Sometimes you can catch someone out of position and get that ball back. So it's not. This guy made some pretty good decisions. Right there, I'm actually trying to throw the flat, but my quarterback actually went ahead and pump faked it. I don't know why that happened. I use the same exact play concept off to the right, throw to the seam. His defender comes out and swats it. So 3rd and 8 situation. It's kind of a tough situation right here. Back at it again, and here's the post route. He read it. He started to go to it, but he didn't get the animation. But I noticed that the wheel route underneath it was wide open, so I came right back to the same play because the way he was playing his defense, that wheel was open. So I'm just going to keep hitting that. Right here, inside zone. Look at the clock is starting to work down, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do a fullback dive to get the ball into the end zone. So up by 2 possessions right now against my opponent. As long as I don't give up a cheap score, I should be okay. He comes out in a heavy set, basically 2 running backs, a tight end type formation. So I'm going to jump into 34 defense just to put some people in the box. Then he goes into a 3 wide situation and go right back to it. And no one covers the running back. I think that was my man matching principle. But look at that particular play. Look at this. He hurdles my guys. I've never seen this in gameplay. I've never seen someone use the hurl animation and just completely blow my guys out. So I have kudos to you, man. Really good play right there. So I know in this type of situation, I got to do what I can to go ahead and milk this clock much as possible. This guy's gotten 3 splash plays against me. I got to make sure that he is not, not going to get the ball back. I want to chew up as much clock as possible, get it down to maybe a 2-minute warning as I work down the clock as much as possible. Right here, once again, another situation. I'm trying to throw it flat, but I don't get the animation, so I had to take off my quarterback. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. Go with a nice little inside run. I'm able to go and pick up a couple yards right here or more. And then I break a tackle, and look at this. I'm off to the races. I wanted to chew down the clock, but going up by 2 possessions is also more stressful on my opponent, especially when he's going in the 4th quarter, knowing that if he scores, he gives the ball back to me, and I just keep chewing the clock down. He's going to have a hard time. So I showed I can run it. I can pass it against this guy. I'm sure he's very frustrated with how efficient I am at my offense. But when you really study and lab an offense, you're going to be very effective with it. And if you want to see how I run this offense and why it's so effective, you can go to my Patreon and go ahead and take a look at that. I'm going to be releasing probably one of my most in-depth playbooks showing you how I pre-read my offenses before the play, and then some of the choices that I make, and then also some of the money plays that I blend into this game. So right here, back at it again. I think I switched into basically man coverage, and my defender comes off and actually tackles him for a 1-yard gainer, so I'll take that. right here showing him same type of coverage, but I'm going to have those coverages out there. He takes a shot up top, but he doesn't get the ball animation. I think that if this is a better Packers team, he probably would have caught that over the top of me, but I think the ratings for the Packers are a little bit worse. And right here, I jump into man coverage. First time I jumped in just outright man coverage, and it cuts him off guard. He throws a bad pass. I'm able to pick him off. Job right now is just to go ahead and milk the clock against this guy. So even if I'm not getting any kind of yards, that's fine. I want to try to milk the clock. This is a play that I typically don't use a lot, but I do understand how to use it, and I'm able to go ahead and get a first down. Then back to the run again. Nice little edge. I'm taking a stretch and flipping it to the backside because he's got that other side stack, and I'm getting some pretty good blocking. You can see I'm just as the clock is just chewing down. Right here, go to a nice little inside zone. He's not calling his timeouts. He knows this game is pretty much over with, and as a result, I'm just going to chew this clock down as much as possible. Stay with the inside zones. You know what I mean? If I have to kick a field goal, that's fine. But my job is just to go ahead and get this game to the finish line. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. If you guys want to see how I run this scheme in more depth, you can go to my Patreon. I've got several different breakdowns of this scheme. I'm going to do a write-up with a lot more depth than my previous write-ups, but this is one of my favorite plays, and that's a single back close switch plays, my favorite. So once again, thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.